Hello and welcome to Hunting for Rares, the channel where I look to pack or find those rare cards in the Pokemon or other TCG games. So today I'd like to do a video of one of the methods and strategies I use when I'm not opening packs to try and find some of those better cards. And as you'll be familiar with from a lot of other YouTubers and Pokemon collectors, is that they use the platform eBay. Now I'm from the UK, so I'm using the ebay.co.uk version of the platform. So if you're in the United States, you'll obviously be using the American eBay platform, but the same principles of what I'm about to show you apply. It's still the same kind of methods that you can use to pick up some great cards at some great prices. So as you'll see, I'm in the desktop version of eBay, but you can do the same thing on the mobile app as well if you've got eBay on your phone. And I do that sometimes when I'm on the go and I want to kind of find a deal wherever I am. So one of the first searches that I always tend to do is just searching for Pokemon lot. Now lot refers to a job lot. So what a job lot is it's where somebody puts up a whole pack of different cards. So they'll put up, a number of different cards for sale in one purchase. So you're basically buying a load of cards together, and it's a bundle, if you like. So the first search I do is Pokemon lot, and the benefit of doing a Pokemon lot search is you're going to hopefully get a lot of sellers or beginner sellers who don't really know the value of their cards, or simply can't be bothered to sell their cards individually. So you usually get some really good deals doing this. So I'll start with Pokemon lot, and then we'll run through some of the other searches I do. I search for Pokemon lot, and one of the first filters I put on is newly listed. So the idea here is that we're catching some of the newer listings that haven't been seen by some of the more experienced collectors and sellers. So we're hoping to get those cards before they're sold. So what we want to do really is just run through the different listings and just see what's available. So the first one that kind of strikes my interest is this one here. So we've got a Pokemon mixed lot. So it's saying in the title, Lapras, Clefairy, Vaporeon. This is from the Wizards of the Coast original set by the looks of things. So what you want to do is, of course, you want to have a look at the pictures, because it's the pictures that really, the condition of the card dramatically affects the value. It's not just about having some of these rare cards; it's about the condition that they're in. So you want to check the pictures. This particular listing, this looks good to me because the owner of the cards has put them in these cases. So they're clearly looking after these cards, and hopefully it will minimise any scratches or defects to them. So what I like to do is just search through these cards, and obviously he's held up the card here, so you can get an understanding onto the quality. And one of the things you may need to watch out for is, his thumb's over the card. Is he trying to hide something? These are just things to be aware of. So this looks like it's in quite good condition. Equally does the Clefairy. You've got some whiting on the corner of the card here, which will affect the value. But overall, that looks like it's in good condition. Obviously, you've got a holo. It's a rare holo. Here, see, this is another thing to watch out for. Any creases or bends in the card, that's edging on light or even moderate play card. It's a shame, because this is quite a nice card, the Brock's Ninetales. It's from the Gym Collection or Gym Heroes set. So it's a real shame that he's got that crease in that card. So personally, that's not something I wouldn't want to buy a card that's in that kind of condition. Again, that looks like to be some kind of crease. So although he's got these sleeves for each of the cards, they don't look to be in the best condition. But he's a fair seller by the looks of things. He's trying to to bring out those issues. So he's got a £35 buy it now, and he also does make offer. I mean, judging from what I've seen here, that seems to be quite expensive. That's probably about $50 if you're from the US. Judging by what these cards are worth, I don't think these are going to be something that I'd invest in. 8 people have viewed them. Another indicator that perhaps people have interest in these type of cards. You also want to look out for the feedback of the seller. So 100% positive feedback. So as you saw in some of his pictures, he's trying. It looks as if he's trying to be honest with the condition of the cards. He's not trying to fob you off on any poor quality card. He's bringing out the imperfections in that card. So, and 100% feedback. This is the type of buyer that you'd want to buy from. So, just another thing I like to do. Some of these cards, over a period of time, you start to get an idea of how much they're worth and in the different conditions. But if you're not sure, one of the things you should do is you should head over to Google and type in Pokemon card value. You can see there's a search I've already done, and there's a couple of different resources I like to use. But this tcgplayer.com, if you haven't used it before, is great. It's what I use regularly to get an understanding onto the prices and what it is in the US. You can kind of get a rough understanding for the UK. So let's say let's have a look at Pincer. So what I like to do is now let's go Lapras actually while it's in front of us. So what I like to do is you obviously type in the Pokemon into here, and the numbers there equate to the actual number on the card. So from what collection that the card is from. So here we have it's from Wizards of the Coast. So you can see it here, and you can see a market price is $16 for a normal kind of condition. The foil version, $5, and you get a rough kind of guide as to what it's worth. And then as you scroll down, you can see some of the other pricing that it kind of goes for and the conditions as well. So these are, I believe, what other sellers are selling this card for at different kind of marketplaces. So you can get at that press heavily play for a couple of dollars. So yeah, you can run through the entire collection and do the maths. You can open up an Excel, etc. But when you're doing this, you want to look for those high value cards, and you want to look for those where the overall price is considerably lower than what one of the cards would sell for. So you can make an offer. On this occasion, I'm not going to proceed, but it's just an example of one of the things I do. So I head back to Pokemon Lot. You can see another new listing here. It looks to be a set of uncommons from the Sword and Shield. Nothing particularly valuable there. A job lot of vintage Pokemon cards. So this is the kind of thing I'm kind of talking about. Job lot of vintage Pokemon cards. Who's searching for that kind of term? These are the type of collections and cards that can really go under the radar because no one's searching for this type of thing. So while someone might pick it up in the, they might pick it up in the newly listed, or perhaps even the other filters that are on there, people aren't searching for this. And if they're not, so this is an auction. It's got a make offer as well. It's an auction and a make offer. So they're not going to be using a sponsored post. It's not going to be a sponsored listing. So they're not advertising to get this out there. So the chances of this being found, this is not going to get many views, and for that reason, it puts you as a buyer in a really, really good position because you're going to be one of the only people looking at it. And if you get your bid in early as well, then a lot of buyers will come into eBay and they're just looking to pick up the low hanging fruit. So they'll come in, they'll see there's a bid on this, and they'll think, what, it's already sold, and in their mind they're already set on, I don't want a bidding war, I don't want to compete for cards, I don't want to pay over the odds, so they'll just move on. So even if it's a really low ball price, that might be enough and you might win it. So that's just a couple of considerations. Always check the seller and just see what is an offer. Another thing you really want to do, actually, and I'll bring this up now, is you want to check the description, because there's a lot of fake cards, called proxy cards or handmade, and sometimes sellers are very, usually it's you can observe it in the feedback at the top, and if you check their individual seller account page. But a lot of sellers they'll try and, I wouldn't say fraud, maybe that's a bit harsh, but they'll sometimes sell cards that aren't real, and the way that they can get away with it is they just put, they put it in the description, or these are proxy cards, or these are handmade cards, or similar terminology. So you just want to check that as well before you go ahead and place a bid. And remember with eBay, if you submit a bid or you make an offer or you buy now, you're obliged to pay. So you may have to go through with the purchase. You can cancel an order. You can request a seller to cancel an order on your behalf, but it doesn't look good for your account metrics. So you don't want to be doing that too often. So, check as much as you can before you go ahead and place a bid. And it can, I go through this all the time. I've bought cards where I hadn't really wanted to go through with it, but I wanted to get the deal while it was there, and I didn't want to be the one who missed out. But I bought fake cards, and it's easily done, but it's just worth doing those extra couple of checks. So back to the cards themselves. These two here, they're in terrible condition, bent, and they're not first editions, which you can tell by obviously on the left hand side, and obviously they're common cards. So these are worth nothing. You'll be lucky to resell these at any kind of value at all. And you've got some trainer cards, which actually you can be surprised some of these trainer cards can be worth the odd bit. It depends obviously as well. What kind of, if you're looking to add these to your collection, it's different. But if you're looking to flip and turn a profit on these bundles and these packs of cards, then you're not going to. These are not where you want to be investing your money. And you got to pinch a holo. So this is where these bundles can be great. You want to be looking out for these kind of cards. Maybe not this card specifically, but you want to find a card that's hidden, like a hidden gem in there that's just it shouldn't be in there. It should be sold on its own for a lot more. Let's just say, for example, this was a Charizard. Obviously that's very infrequent, but it does happen. I've seen it happen. But you could win this set of cards for £10, and that Charizard, if it's from the first collection, from Wizards of the Coast, that could be worth £100. $125. You've got a 10 times markup, and the rest of these, you can keep them add them to your collection. You can discard them. You could even flip them at a very low rate just to get them out of your home. So these are just some considerations and things that I do. So hopefully you've seen some of the things I do, and don't be off put by these huge prices. £67. It depends obviously on your budget. But as I say, it only takes one or two cards to really start turning profit. So if you look here, this is quite nice. I quite like the look of this. Here's a good indicator that it's the number of bids on a set will also give you a good indication that this is these are good cards. He's obviously optimized the title of this listing here, which is probably one of the reasons why he's got a lot of bids. But the seller here. This is nice. We've got a lot of holos. They look to be in good condition. That looks like it's from the second base set, along with the Clefable. You've got some Team Rockets in there, but these are all holos. So I'd take a nice look at some of these, and as you can tell, they're in this protective sleeve. So these could be nice cards to invest in. I've mentioned earlier, this resource here, the TCG player, but I'm overlooking perhaps the best one of them all, and this is probably the first place I go, actually, to be honest with you, instead of TCG. But I do use this resource, but one of the best places to go is in the sold listings themselves. So let's take, for example, let's look at this here. So I want to take one where I can easily distinguish. Sometimes it's quite hard to get the zoom you need. But one of the things I like to do is I like to search obviously for the sold listings, but what you need to do and be wary of is you want to get the exact card. And the best way I've found to do that is, let's take, I need to make a decision now, so let's take the Doctor. No, probably not the best. Let's take a Clefable. So that looks like it's the number 5. So what you do is you basically search for Clefable, and then you'll see here it auto populates. These numbers are referring to its card number within the pack. So this is number 5, I believe. So Clefable 5, and then run the dash, and you should get, yeah. So it's 5 out of 130. I thought that was it, but I couldn't really see it from the zooming. So you want to type in, all you need to search is the Pokemon name and the number, which refers to the set, and it also refers to that specific card. So this is base set 2, and that makes a big difference. If you're a collector, or if you're looking for specific cards, you really want to get the right card. So this number is relating to base set 2. So if you were just type in Clefable, you might not get some of these. Yeah, this one, for example. It can look exactly the same, but $3.99. Well, this is PSA, so it obviously changes the value. But sometimes, just being base set 2, that can change the value. Maybe not so much here, but that can happen as well. So things to bear in mind. So Clefable. Oh, and it looks like I've got to pay. It looks like I've won some auctions here. So Clefable. So you search Clefable, and then what you want to do is click Advanced, and then you want to click Sold Listings. And what this is enabling you to do is just to see how much it's selling for. And then obviously you can compare this back to TCG Player if you wanted to. So let's run through. So what I like to do is, when I search for this, I like to see, 1, how much is it selling for, and 2, the frequency. How often are these selling? You don't want to, if you're investing money into, you want to flip Pokemon cards, you want to make some money here, then you're going to want to buy a card, you're going to want to get it delivered to you as quickly as possible, and you're also going to want to sell it quickly, because obviously you're going to get your money back and then you profit, and that money will then be used to invest in other cards. So you want the cash flow to be there. So when you're looking at these cards, you want to check the dates of selling. And if you look here, it's I lost track of the date. It's the 20th of April today. So the last sale of this card was the 16th. Now that was 4 days ago, so not great. But before then, it was a daily sale, or every other day. It's £3. Well, let's say, this is £67. Let's say this goes for £70. You've got 6 bidders, probably. It's going to go for far more than that. But let's just say it goes for £70. Well, you count all these up. If they, on average, go, you can work out how much you'd need to make on average per card in order to turn a profit. So, you've got a set here. Yeah, that looks like to be the full set from the first page. So, you've got 3, 6, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 24 cards by the looks of things here. Oh, included in the title. Sorry, I missed that. 62. He's got 62 cards here. Well, do the math. These look to be, good condition and very rare cards. 62 times 3, that's £180. So if you pick this up for £70 plus the postage, and you sold them at £3 a piece, and I would have thought some of these go for a lot more than that. In fact, I know they do. That blames Arcanine, for example. I know that goes for a lot. You can make some good profit here. £15. That's not even £25. So this is sold. This blames Arcanine is sold for £25 plus postage. And granted, this is in great condition. Obviously, it's actually got some snags. It's got some snags on the corners. But this is gone from the June Challenge set. So yeah, he's mentioned the marks. He's not a card grade. So he's just an honest, genuine seller. 100% feedback. But this has gone for £25. Well, let's have a look at the plain Arcanine. Okay, this does look pretty messed up. So in this situation, it probably doesn't hold true. But let's say this was in good condition, and that sold for £25. This whole set at £70. You can make your money back, if not a lot more. So these are the kind of things to consider. So what you can do is you can work your way through these. I've gone through newly listed. And one other one I would like to quickly show you is ending soonest. So ending soonest, these are obviously on auction, and they can actually be buy it now. But with the buy it now, they'll relist automatically after 30 days. So these could be towards the end of their 30-day period, but it's mostly for auctions. And although you might think, well, these have been up for a week, 2 weeks, how come no one's bought them? How come no one's put a bid on them if they're that good? It does happen. Sometimes people just watch and they forget to put a bid on them. Sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, if someone's putting Pokemon cards bundle job lot 18 cards, who is searching for that in the search? If someone, when this was listed, it was probably on the front page for seconds, if that, and it's gone to the second page. The minute it's on the second page, it might not ever be found, apart from when it's on the last page of ending soonest. So you can pick up some really, really good cards this way. This is not a good example of it, but it's always good to check, because, for example, it says 18 cards. Well, the first page is for 8. You never know. If this isn't a Pokemon enthusiast or collector, they might have no idea what's worth anything. You could go to the third page and you could find something really, really nice. I'll give you an example. This is 99p. There's 21 hours left and £3 postage. This is £4 is the cheapest you'd get this if it was to go for 99p, and I would expect this to go for 99p. But let's have a look. You got a Kadabra which looks in mint condition. It looks in really, really good condition. So let's go to our sold Kadabra base set 2. If I can spell, we'd get it. So this card is going for 150, and with an Abra as well, 155. So this isn't the best example, but I'm just trying to illustrate my point, is that you can get, so there's the Abra, you could sell the Abra with it. You can, this £4 investment, you might be able to flip every single one for £1, £2. You doubled your investment. And this is a poor example. This is a really poor example, but you'll be surprised. You'd be really surprised what you can get in some of these bundles. Now, I'm not going to go through this anymore. I'm not going to go through ending soonest or newly listed. I'm just going to quickly show you some other searches that I do. So, bundle, similar to the lot. It's very, very similar. So this is where you're buying bulk cards for a one-off price, and this is where you can get some really, really good deals. You might find with the lot and bundle, the same things coming up, because a lot of people put bundle job lot or lot bundle, and that just, the way the algorithm works, it'll just be thrown up to you. You'll see the same thing, but not always. So it's always worth doing. This is really the second kind of search I do. So here I've opened this one up. This one I took my eyes to this one. I like the look of this. So we've got a Pokemon card Mewtwo bundle. Okay, so we've got Mewtwo X. Well, okay, so this looks like it's from the Evolution set. Okay, I thought for a second this could have been from Wizards of the Coast, and that would have changed this dramatically, and that's obviously, that doesn't look in good condition. Yeah, that looks like it's, you got promos, and is that Sword and Shield? I'm not even, I'm not quite sure on that symbol, I'm going to be honest with you. But okay, it's evolutions. Okay, that makes sense. XY evolutions, of course. So this is $9.99 and it's free postage. So I'm of the opinion these are sell for about £2 each. These probably going for the same, so 2468. This isn't in good condition, but that's the kind of thing you want to do here. You're looking for just poor pricing, or some of these sellers are whether they're new to eBay, or they just don't understand how these things work, or they set up the auction at the wrong time. Some of these are hoping for a bidding war that just never materializes. And because of that, they can really screw up and lose out on a lot of money. This is the kind of title I love. There's not even any capitals. It's okay. So we've got a seller here. I don't want to publicly, humiliate them, but original Pokemon cards. I don't know how many people would search for that, and even then, this is an auction. 6 days left. I don't think many people are going to find it, but a Dark Machamp and that Arbok. See, these are taking my fancy, because I know that will go for at least £6. Well, £2.90, £3. So you can double your money. Obviously minus fees and postage on one card. Again, probably not the best example, because you only got 6 cards in here, and I don't think the Nidoran nor the Ekans is going to be worth anything, if at all. But that's the kind of thing we're looking to do. We're trying to find those gems amongst these bundles. Here's another one. Another one. Look, see these Pokemon cards bundle. These look great. You can just open all of these. Newly listed. I could whack a bid on now. I can let that sit and run. I can watch it. I don't have to buy it now. You can. The beauty of this is this has got days. This is only just listed. It's probably got at least 7 days, and there's loads of them. It looks like the same seller actually. But I could just watch all of these, and then in my own time for the next 7 days, do my research and make sure that I'm going to make a profit on some of these. Or if you're a collector, you can check your collection, see what you've got. So this is £44, no bid. So this, he's asking for a lot here. Pictures, not good enough, to be honest, to make a decision. You've got the movie promo there, first movie. So yeah, I don't think this seller has an understanding of how much those cards are worth, because the pictures are poor. You'd need to ask for more pictures before you'd even want to invest £44 into these cards. But it's by the by. You can always do that. You can contact the seller, ask them for more pictures. One other point I'd like to make just here is there's no picture of the back of the cards. You need to see that. You need to see the back of the cards to really inspect the condition. You can see zooming in. You don't always get this on the mobile app, so this is why desktop works well. But zooming in, you can see this is not in the best condition. So make sure you zoom in, check all the pictures. Be vigilant with this stuff. If you buy this, you might not sell it. So just look through. Okay, so that's another. This is the same seller. So he's listed Bob what looks like to be his collection, and he's split this up into different sets. £10 is not a lot, and he's got make offer. You could, don't be afraid, and make an offer of starts. I think you got 3 offers on eBay. So start with £6. You can start with £6. Contact them. He might accept £6, but if he doesn't, then raise to 8, and you strike a deal. He's got a lot. This guy has got a lot of different sets. You might be able to negotiate. 4 of these sets, which should cost you £40. You could get these for £25 if you bought all of them, because you're doing him a favour at the same time, and in doing so, you might return a great profit. So these are things to consider. Just consider them. I want to show you one more search that I like to do before I wrap this up. I appreciate it's gone on for some time, but I hope this has been helpful. If I'd known this, a couple of months ago, then I would have made a lot of money. I've already made quite a lot of money so far doing this, but it would have been nice if I'd seen this earlier. Charizard is another good one. Obviously, Charizard is one of the most desired cards in the Pokemon collection. I'll give an example. If you go to TCG Player, and I've messed that up. Let's go to, here we go. So we're in the base set here. If you hit the market price, I believe, we want to, no, we don't want to do that. We want to sort this. Look what comes out on top. Charizard, $107 is the average price. And then you've got Blastoise and Venusaur, as to be expected. Obviously, they're the three of the most recognizable and desired cards in the game. So I'm going to whack Charizard in. I'll go newly listed, because again, you never know what you're going to get. So here you've got the evolutions, which is not going to be, when I mention the Charizard here, this is number 4, so this is from the original base set. But I found personal experience, oh, that looks good. Personal experience, you don't, with Charizard, with a card like Charizard, don't discriminate by the different collections. Look at them all, because Charizard is just one of those cards that everyone loves. It has some great art, and obviously the prices will change and fluctuate between the collections, but you'll be surprised at how much they sell for. So this card here, okay, maybe not the best condition. You might need to ask for more pictures. Yeah, this looks pretty battered. I probably wouldn't buy this. However, would I buy it at £3.10? Yeah, I probably would, with $3.70. If make an offer. Okay, he's a new seller. He's only got 4 feedback, but he's 100%. He's only got 4 feedback. Maybe you don't want to trust this kind of seller, but most of the time they're fine. And obviously there's a protection for any eBay buyer. So you got your eBay money back guarantee. So you might want to buy this. This is the type of thing you might want to make an offer on. You can add a message saying, taking a look at the condition. I don't think it's as good as it could be. Are you willing to negotiate? You can pick up these for great prices. I've sold these for £20. These evolutions, it's £30. Obviously it depends on the market value at the time. Shining Charizard. Now this is a great card. It really is. And you know what? I'm not even sure how much these are at the moment. How much they're worth. So let's check. And no better way than eBay itself. What's sold? Shining. Okay, well, that's always interesting. There's not been a sale of a Shining Charizard in a while, and I would have thought that's because it's so rare. Now this one, so the strike through pretty much means that there was an offer that was accepted. That being said, it was up for £280. It looks to have gone for that. Now, of course, it depends on your budget. But typically, the higher the value of the card, the less you need to sell to return a high value or higher profit, for example. So, you buy 10 cards at £1 and make £1 profit. Well, you could end up buying one card that has £10 profit and making £10 off one card instead of 10, and all the work that you've saved in the process. Now, look at this. Okay, PSA 9. Okay, it's been obviously this has been reviewed by a PSA, but this has gone. It's first edition as well, which obviously makes a massive difference to the prices. But this has gone for 2.5. This sold 2.5. Oh, I've probably closed it off now. No, here we go. So this looks in mint condition. Okay, maybe not. So check the back. That's why you've always got to check the back. It's not in mint condition. But £200. Who knows? Who knows how much this is worth? You just need to monitor. You need to check the market prices, and even though that might seem a lot for one card, you could make a good amount of profit. If let's just say that was 550. Let's just say that was mint condition. You'd have been away then. You'd have been absolutely away. Granted, I think it was a bid, yeah. But you could make an offer. You might accept it. Equally, you could put 200 down, let the 6 days run, and you might win it. So Charizard is another good Look at that, £2. It's got one bid. I'm not surprised it's got one bid. I believe that's a first. Yeah. So here's another one. Another quick tip. Shiny. That's an old-fashioned term that people used to use instead of polo. So look out for stuff like that. This is someone who probably doesn't have an understanding of the market today. They might have back in the day. Now, as you can see, this is purple. I've already contacted them. That's not my bid, by the way, but I have contacted on this. I probably made an offer. So yeah, look for those kind of buzz terms, showing any signs of inexperience, because that's where you get your deals. You'll get those deals where, you know, the seller's not as familiar with the market as perhaps they should be, especially those on auction. And as the auction comes to an end, they'll be probably willing to take a lower price. So another one there. That's great. That really is great. You just need to check the card and check the quality, and just see what maybe they're willing to take for it. Ending soonest again. So here we've got 23 minutes left on a Charizard 4. So this is the original base set. That's quite a good price. I probably wouldn't pay that at the moment, but that's, you know, that was a little bit lower. See, that's 125. You know, check Charizard, check these big cards, go to these kind of price guides and look for these. Look for collections that include these. Maybe even search them individually. Obviously, you might have to sell more of them to make decent profit, but that's just a good place to start. So I hope this video has been useful for you. I'm aware this has gone on for some time. I'm going to create quite a few more of these. But I just wanted to get this out there, give you some idea of some of the things I search for. You know, I've returned some really good profit in a very short amount of time with just these kind of searches, and you can do them routinely throughout the day. You can do them once a week, whatever time you have. You know, it doesn't take long, and you'll be surprised what you can get, especially when you start contacting, watching items, looking for the ending soonest, looking for the newly listed, sometimes even just the lowest price. You know, eBay is a very active platform, and you'll be surprised at, you know, how many offers there really are to get off them. And you may be quickly wondering, you know, why would I buy a card for £4? Is that, you know, it hasn't sold? I'm gonna go and buy that card. That means nobody wants it. Well, that's not true. A lot of eBay is all about how you describe the card and how you list it, and getting eyes onto that card. If you can buy a really good quality card that's in demand, it's in good condition, and you can list it properly, then, you know, you can make some serious profit. So I hope you've enjoyed the video today. Please subscribe to my channel. I really want to continue creating videos like this, and you liking and subscribing to my channel enables me to do so. It shows me you want more of these videos. I'll be looking to release another video shortly that shows you exactly some of the things I've bought and what I've actually flipped them for, showing you some of the profit I've made. So yeah, subscribe, that'd be much appreciated. I wish you all the best and good health in this current pandemic. It's very worrying times, but, you know, use this time to your advantage. Get onto eBay and start getting yourself some rares for good prices while people are selling and you have the time. So